In a small, sun-drenched village, nestled against the emerald mountains of old Korea, lived a kind-hearted woodcutter named Minjin. Though his cabin was modest and his meals often meager, Minjin's spirit remained as bright and clear as the mountain spring. Each day, he would bid farewell to his loving wife, Sora, and venture into the whispering forest, seeking wood to sell in the bustling market. His honest labor, his only fortune. High amidst the ancient pines and gnarled oaks, Minjin toiled with quiet dedication. The rhythmic swing of his axe echoed through the peaceful stillness, each strike a testament to his unwavering resolve. He was a part of the mountain, respecting its silent power, taking only what he needed, and leaving the forest undisturbed in his wake. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, a sudden, fierce storm brewed without warning. Dark clouds swiftly swallowed the light, and a chilling wind howled through the trees, making them sway like tormented spirits. Rain lashed down in torrents, turning the forest floor into a treacherous, muddy expanse, and Minjin found himself battling against nature's fury, his path home obscured. Lost and soaked to the bone, Minjin desperately sought refuge. Through the swirling mist and relentless downpour, a faint, flickering light caught his eye. It led him to a small, dilapidated hut, seemingly abandoned and hidden deep within a secluded gully. Though trepidation gnawed at his heart, the cold and fear of the wilderness drove him forward, pushing open the creaking wooden door. Inside, Minjin found not solitude, but a vibrant, boisterous scene. Several Dokkaebi, goblins, mischievous spirits of Korean folklore, were gathered around a low table piled high with exotic delicacies, steaming rice cakes, tteok, skewers of roasted meats, and bowls of sparkling rice wine, makeoli. Their green and earthy skin glowed faintly in the dim light, and their laughter filled the small space, a riotous symphony of otherworldly joy. As the feast dwindled, Guido, the Dokkaebi leader, seized a gnarled wooden club adorned with ancient symbols. Gold! He boomed, and with a swift tap, a shower of shining gold coins materialized on the table. Rice! He commanded, and plump grains instantly filled a waiting bowl. Minjin watched in breathless wonder, his heart pounding against his ribs, realizing this was no ordinary club, but the legendary Dokkaebi Bangmangi, Goblins Club, capable of granting any wish. Overwhelmed by the magic and the sheer cold, Minjin felt an uncontrollable tickle in his nose. Despite his desperate efforts to hold it back, a resounding, earth-shattering sneeze erupted, echoing through the small hut like a clap of thunder. The Dokkaebis froze, their laughter abruptly silenced, heads swiveling in unison towards Minjin's hiding spot, their glowing eyes now narrowed with suspicion. Before Minjin could even utter an apology, the Dokkaebis, surprisingly timid despite their power, shrieked in alarm. Believing themselves discovered by some greater spirit or human, they scattered in a flurry of green limbs and rustling leaves, vanishing through the walls as if they were mist. In their haste, Guido accidentally dropped his precious Dokkaebi Bangmangi, which landed with a soft thud near Minjin's feet. With a trembling hand, Minjin cautiously picked up the club. It felt warm and smooth, humming with a subtle energy. Recalling the Dokkaebi's chant, he whispered, "Rice, I wish for rice." To his astonishment, the club glowed, and a mound of fragrant, steaming white rice instantly appeared before him. Tears welled in his eyes, not just from hunger, but from the realization that his fortunes, and Sora's, might finally change. Minjin rushed home as soon as the storm broke. The Dokkaebi Bangmangi hidden safely under his Jeogori . Sora, worried, sick, greeted him with an embrace, her relief palpable. He revealed his incredible tale, and together they tapped the club, wishing for endless bounties, food, warm clothes, and comfort for their humble home. Their small cabin transformed, filled with warmth and plenty, yet their hearts remained as humble as ever. True kindness, however, isn't about hoarding wealth, but sharing it. Minjun and Sora, remembering their days of struggle, generously shared their newfound prosperity with their struggling neighbors. They funded repairs for crumbling homes, provided warm clothes for the elderly, and ensured no child went to bed hungry. Their simple cabin became a beacon of hope and generosity in the village, earning them the deep respect and love of everyone. But not all eyes watched with admiration. Seorjin, a wealthy but notoriously greedy neighbor, observed Minjin's sudden rise with growing suspicion and envy. How could a poor woodcutter, with no land or fortune, suddenly live in such comfort and give so freely? Seokjin's beady eyes narrowed, his mind consumed by a single covetous thought. He must uncover Minjun's secret and claim it for himself. Driven by his insatiable greed, Seokjin began to covertly watch Minjin, following him like a shadow. One fateful day, he saw Minjin disappear into the mountains, returning shortly after looking refreshed, his hidden club causing a faint bulge under his clothing. Seokjin waited until nightfall, then stealthily crept towards Minjin's cabin, peering through a crack in the window as Minjin, unaware, carefully tapped the Dokkaebi Bangmangi, producing a cascade of shining silver coins for a new village project. The sight of the magic club filled Seorjin with a burning hunger. He didn't just want one. He wanted an even better one. He reasoned that if Minjin, a mere woodcutter, found such a treasure, surely he, a man of greater means and intelligence, could acquire an even more powerful Dokkaebi club. He would replicate Minjin's steps, but with even greater audacity, ensuring his own unparalleled fortune. The very next day, Seokjin ventured into the mountains, feigning a woodcutting trip. He deliberately sought out the storm-swept hut, even though the sun shone brightly. He settled into the same corner Minjin had occupied, though with little regard for subtlety, impatiently waiting for the Dokkaebis to appear, his heart pounding, not with fear, but with avaricious excitement, imagining his own wishes far grander than Minjin's. As twilight deepened, the familiar sounds of Dokkaebi revelry filled the hut. Guido and his minions, having returned for their lost club, quickly noticed the intruder. They found the abandoned Dokkaebi Bangmangi, and then a quick glance at Seokjin's poorly concealed form revealed the human presence. The leader's fiery red hair seemed to crackle with indignation. Their precious club, lost due to a human, now had another human lurking, obviously scheming. "Aha!" roared Guido, snatching up the Dokkaebi Bangmangi. So, another greedy human seeks our magic? You shall have your wish. With that, he began to furiously tap the club, not for gold, but for an endless barrage of tiny, buzzing bees, sticky rice glue, and stinging nettles, all appearing around Seokjin, who shrieked and flailed, covered head to toe, in an increasingly absurd and itchy torment. The Dokkaebis laughed, a hearty, booming sound, enjoying their mischievous justice. The Dokkaebis continued their torment until dawn, ensuring Seokjin learned his lesson thoroughly. Exhausted and humiliated, but miraculously unharmed, he stumbled out of the hut as the Dokkaebis vanished with their club, their laughter echoing behind him. Seokjin, stripped of his pride and his greed, finally understood the true nature of Minjin's prosperity. It was not merely from a magic club, but from a heart filled with generosity and compassion. From that day forward, Seokjin underwent a profound change. He discarded his greedy ways, choosing instead to contribute to the community, assisting Minjin in his benevolent endeavors. Minjin and Sora continued to live a life of comfortable simplicity. Their magic club, a cherished secret, its true power, residing not in the gold it summoned, but in the good it enabled. Their story became a quiet legend, whispered among the villagers, of how true wealth comes from an open heart. And so, the tale of the Dokkaebi's Club reminds us that while fortune may bless us, it is our character that truly defines our riches. Minjin's kindness transformed a magical artifact into a tool for boundless good, while Seokjin's greed brought only comical misfortune. May we all strive to be like Minjin, remembering that true happiness is found not in what we gain, but in the love and generosity we share with the world.